In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the things I think you should bear in mind if you're looking to get into buy-to-let in 2021. So the things I'll cover with you are property prices, some of the COVID-19 rules, lending criteria, interest rates, some of the best locations or better locations, and something that you should bear in mind in terms of capital gains tax. So if any of that interests you, watch this video. Property prices, what's going to happen to them? Well, I wish I had a crystal ball so I can share with you what I think is going to happen to them. But in 2020, prices rose unexpectedly, really, and the average house price at the moment is just over £253,000, and it rose by 13,000 in the last year, which is quite a lot. And you've seen videos on this channel where I've been talking about a housing crash which may happen at some point during this year. So if you agree with that particular contention, then you might want to hold off buying buy-to-let properties to see what happens with the property market and see if prices crash. However, on the flip side, we've got the stamp duty land tax holiday, which ends on the 31st of March this year. So what you might want to do is take advantage of that, and there's a considerable saving in SDLT. So if you're buying a property up to £500,000, no stamp duty land tax to pay, apart from if it's your second or additional property, then you only pay the 3%. So there's some good hefty savings there. That might be enough to encourage you to buy additional property. That's a choice that you can make. I am not buying any buy-to-let properties, but my main strategy is conversions. Second main is new builds. So we end up converting properties or building properties and then holding on to them, and then they become buy-to-let. But I don't specifically buy single lets or HMOs per se. So that's something for you to think about and consider what you want to do. With the COVID-19 rules from the government, until February 2021, evictions are banned, and the government said that they would review those rules nearer the time. And until 31st of March 2021, landlords must give 6 months notice to their tenants before an eviction. And also until the 31st of March 2021, if someone's been struggling to pay their mortgage on their properties, you can apply for a holiday of 6 months. What I can say to you, however, is if you do that and you're looking to buy more properties, in my experience, and I've suffered this on one of my refinances on a commercial conversion that I did, and other clients have told me the same as well, is some lenders are asking if you took a repayment holiday or a mortgage payment holiday. If you did, then they're asking you even more questions about your financial situation. So it may, and it's likely it will impact your ability to borrow funds. I am not a mortgage advisor. I'm just pointing out to you what I've seen. You'll have to seek independent advice from a mortgage broker or a bank to know exactly what their criteria is. But if you've already applied for a mortgage holiday on one of your properties, you can't apply for another one for the same property again after the 6 months. And obviously we've been in COVID for longer than 6 months, but that's something for you to bear in mind. But that might also open opportunities where people are unable to repay their mortgages after that 6 month period. It makes it difficult for them, so they might sell their properties and you might be able to get a better deal. Lending criteria, there were quite a few different lenders who either stopped lending or their criteria became very strict. I know all about that because it took me 14.5 months to get a loan on a property, which is the longest ever in my life, and it was difficult. But the likes of Aldermore, for example, had pretty much shut their shop and weren't lending during that period. So what's going to happen with the lending criteria going forward, I don't know exactly, but it might become stricter and tougher, or they might have more questions for you. But you'll still need the 25% deposit as things stand, so make sure you've got that available when you're buying property. Interest rates, what's going to happen with those? Again, if anybody has a crystal ball, they should happily, and I hope, or willingly, share that with everybody, because I would if I did. I don't. Are we going to see negative interest rates? Are they going to increase slightly? There's different people giving different indicators. I don't know is the answer. At the moment, interest rates remain very low, which is good from obviously a point of view of both lending and borrowing. So for example, if you're a bank and you're lending money, you can offer good rates, and if you're looking to borrow money, we're getting good rates. I always go for fixed rate deals for 5 years. There's some really good ones out there, and that seems to work really well. I can then forget about what's going to happen to interest rates over the next 5 years. That gives me peace of mind. So all of my mortgages are on fixed rates, but that's something for you to consider. Obviously, what happens with interest rates will affect the property market. How much? It obviously depends on how much of a difference or variance or variation there is on interest rates. But when you start adding all the different things together, in terms of lending criteria getting tougher, interest rates, if they increase, being higher, people being unable to pay their mortgage costs and arrears, all of those together could have a very big impact. Something else people ask quite often is, where is it the best area to buy? Generally speaking, I think right now anywhere apart from London is a pretty good area to buy. The East Midlands seems to be hot. Coventry is pretty hot. Nottingham is very hot at the moment as well, and in fact there's a lot of demand in Nottingham from renters. So those are some of the areas you should look at if you're looking at getting into buy-to-let, or if you're looking to increase and grow your portfolio. The last thing for now is capital gains tax is rumoured to increase, and the Chancellor will make that announcement, or is going to make an announcement, by the way, in March. He may increase capital gains tax. Last year it was rumoured he would change entrepreneurs relief, which he did. This year it's rumoured he's going to increase capital gains tax. So if you're looking to sell your property, if you can do it before the Chancellor's statement in March, that would be fantastic for you. If you're looking to buy property, bear in mind what the additional capital gains tax liability may be for you at some point in the future. That might not affect you because you're buying property now and you're thinking, I'm going to hold on to it for 5, 10, 15 years. But it's still good to bear in mind what the tax consequences could be, because by looking at that, you might just think buy-to-let isn't for you, because if you ever sell, or when you come to sell, if that's part of your exit strategy, you might think, if I end up paying, let's say, 45% to HMRC, because that's what the Chancellor increases capital gains tax to from the current higher rate of 28%, you might say it's not worth it. So those are some of the things that you need to bear in mind in 2021 if you're looking to get into buy-to-let.